A 2,000-year-old computer, a rust-proof pillar, concrete that gets stronger with time. We still can't explain how they did it. In this episode, we're digging into 5 ancient technologies that modern science still can't replicate. From weapons and machines to stonework so precise it borders on the impossible. Which ancient invention blows your mind the most? Concrete stronger than ours? Machines 1,000 years ahead of their time? Drop your pick in the comments and let's see what the modern world is still catching up to.
Roman concrete, time-strengthened stone. It's easy to take concrete for granted until you realize the stuff we pour today starts cracking within decades. Roman concrete, on the other hand, has survived for over 2,000 years. The Pantheon still stands, ancient seawalls still hold back waves, and unlike ours, their concrete gets stronger with age. Modern researchers now believe the secret lies in how it was mixed: volcanic ash, lime, and seawater. When exposed to the elements, it forms a rare mineral, aluminum tobermorite, which heals cracks as they form. Nature literally patches the damage for free. But here's the thing, we only figured this out recently. For centuries, the formula was a mystery, and even now, we can't copy it exactly. Engineers can get close, but not precise. Some of the Roman structures display levels of durability that our most advanced materials can't match. Why did this knowledge vanish, and what other forgotten materials are hiding in plain sight? It's not just that Roman concrete was good, it's that modern concrete, with all our science and tech, is worse. That should raise eyebrows. Durability, simplicity, lost for centuries, and we're still catching up. Vitrified fortress walls. Scattered across Scotland, parts of Europe, and even South America are stone walls that look like they've been exposed to a nuclear blast. Not destroyed, but fused. The stone is literally melted and glassy, as if it had been exposed to temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius. The term for it is vitrification, and it's not supposed to happen in ancient construction, but it did. Take the site of Tap O'Noth in Scotland. The walls are glassy, blackened, and partially molten, and no one can explain it. Campfires and torches? Impossible. Volcanoes? There are none nearby. Even modern kilns would struggle to produce the same result at scale. So how did Iron Age builders fuse rock into glass without electricity, gas, or blast furnaces? Some believe the walls were melted as part of a military tactic, intentionally destabilizing a fort's defenses. Others think it may have been ceremonial or even accidental. But there's a wilder idea, too. Maybe the vitrification was the side effect of an unknown energy technology. Some even float the idea of directed energy or high-frequency resonance. What we know? The walls are real, they're melted, and they shouldn't exist. So either we've misunderstood ancient warfare or underestimated ancient science.
Number 3. Antiquities computer, the Antikythera mechanism. It looked like a lump of corroded metal, pulled from a shipwreck in 1901. The Antikythera mechanism was almost tossed aside, but X-ray analysis revealed something no one expected. Gears. Not just any gears, 37 of them precisely cut, calibrated to track lunar cycles, eclipses, planetary positions, and even the 4-year timing of the Olympic Games. And all of it dated to at least 150 BCE. It's essentially an analog computer, a machine centuries ahead of its time. Nothing like it appears again in the historical record until the medieval astrolabes, over 1,000 years later. So how did ancient Greeks build something so complex, and why does no precursor or successor exist? Some suggest it was a product of a lost workshop or a rare genius like Archimedes, but others believe it's evidence of a deeper scientific culture we haven't yet uncovered. One shipwreck, one device, and an entire missing history of engineering. We didn't rediscover gears like this until the 14th century. That's not a gap, it's an abyss. Number 4. Core-drilled granite in ancient Egypt. In Aswan's granite quarries and within temple ruins, archaeologists have found core-drilled holes that shouldn't exist, spiral grooves, uniform diameters, and deep penetration, all in granite, one of the hardest stones on Earth. This isn't chisel work. It looks like something from a precision machine shop. Traditional Egyptology says they used dolerite pounders and copper tools, but copper is softer than granite. Even modern steel tools wear down fast when cutting it. So how do we explain holes drilled with apparent ease and symmetry that leave behind cylindrical cores no modern mason could replicate without heavy equipment? Engineer Christopher Dunn has studied these bores and concluded that they bear the hallmarks of high-speed rotary cutting. That suggests the use of advanced lathes or even ultrasonic machinery, tech we associate with the industrial age, not the Old Kingdom. We're either missing the tools or the civilization that used them.
Number 5. The Delhi Iron Pillar, rustless metal. Standing quietly in the chaos of modern Delhi is a mystery that shouldn't exist. The Iron Pillar of Delhi, weighing over 6 tons and standing more than 7 meters tall, is over 1,600 years old. And it refuses to rust. Through countless seasons of rain, humidity, and pollution, it has endured without the protection of paint or coatings. Modern steel, by contrast, corrodes in years, sometimes months. So how did ancient Indian metallurgists accomplish this? Well, researchers believed the secret lies in high phosphorus wrought iron combined with an unusually slow cooling process. This created a passive protective layer, a crystalline film of iron hydrogen phosphate that renews itself when damaged. But while we can describe the effect, we still don't fully understand the process. Modern attempts to replicate the alloy often fail under real-world conditions, and the mystery deepens. Was this rust resistance intentional or a lucky accident? If it was deliberate, it suggests an advanced understanding of chemical metallurgy centuries ahead of its time. If accidental, it still proves a level of craftsmanship we rarely credit to ancient artisans. Either way, it forces a rewrite. We think of ancient technologies as crude, but this is precision, hidden in plain sight. Number 6, Damascus steel, the forgotten forge. Blades that cut through musket barrels, swords that held their edge after dozens of battles. For centuries, warriors sought one thing above all, a weapon made from Damascus steel. Fabled for its strength, flexibility, and signature wavy patterns, Damascus steel wasn't just strong, it was beautiful. But the recipe was lost completely. Modern metallurgists have reverse-engineered similar materials, but they still can't get the nanostructure quite right. Original Damascus steel was made using Wootz ingots from India and then forged using methods that have disappeared. Microscopic analysis shows the presence of carbon nanotubes, structures not officially discovered by science until the 1990s. Think about that. Some scholars now suggest that ancient smiths may have unknowingly mastered what we today call nanotechnology, controlling cooling rates and forge temperatures with methods never recorded. What happened to this knowledge? Wars, trade disruptions, or the secrecy of the craftsmen themselves might have wiped it out. Or perhaps the disappearance wasn't accidental. Could the secrets of the forge have been protected and buried? The sharpest weapons in history were forged by hands we can no longer imitate.
Number 7, Nazca lines, geoglyphs without guides. Imagine carving massive geometric shapes and animals into the desert floor, perfectly proportioned, some stretching over 1,200 feet, and doing it without any way to see your own work. That's what the Nazca people of Peru achieved between 500 BCE and 500 CE. From the ground, the lines seem random, but from above, they form massive hummingbirds, monkeys, and even what some interpret as runway-like patterns. The mystery isn't just the art, it's the execution. No aerial vantage point, no scaffolding, and yet the precision rivals modern satellite imaging. Some archaeologists propose they used simple tools and strings to plot the designs, but that fails to explain the scale consistency and the long straight lines across uneven terrain. Others think they may have employed ballooning or mirrored reflection techniques, ideas that remain speculative.
What's even curious? These figures weren't meant to be seen by those who made them. That implies a different function entirely, possibly astronomical, ritualistic, or even communicative in ways we don't yet understand. And why does some resemble modern forms of iconography or abstract art from faraway cultures? Even with GPS and drones, we'd struggle to replicate them in their original setting. Ancient ground drawings visible only from the sky, still unsolved. Number 8. Baghdad Battery, ancient electricity. In the 1930s, archaeologists digging near Baghdad unearthed a clay jar. Inside it, a copper cylinder, an iron rod, and traces of an acidic substance. To most, it looked like an ancient container, but to Wilhelm Koenig, a museum curator and engineer, it looked like something else entirely, a battery. And when reconstructed using grape juice or vinegar, it produced a measurable voltage. If this so-called Baghdad battery was indeed functional, it would predate Alessandro Volta's invention of the modern battery by over 1,800 years. The implications are wild. Could ancient cultures have discovered electroplating, used these devices for medical stimulation, religious rituals, or something entirely different? Mainstream scholars remain skeptical, arguing there's no evidence of wiring, bulbs, or electrical applications. But the objection cuts both ways. Absence of proof isn't proof of absence. We've seen time and again that artifacts get misclassified, misinterpreted, or simply lost. What if we thrown away other batteries because we didn't recognize them? The battery could be a container, or it could be the spark of a much larger truth. Ancient electricity, once dismissed, may still hold a charge.
Number 9. Pumapunku stonework, impossible joints. High in the Bolivian Andes lies one of the most mind-bending archaeological puzzles on Earth, Pumapunku. Scattered across the plateau are massive blocks of andesite and red sandstone, some weighing over 100 tons. But it's not their size that stuns, it's their detail. These stones are cut with exact 90-degree angles, drill-like precision, and interlocking grooves that modern engineers today would require diamond tools, laser levels, and advanced CAD software. There's no mortar, no chisel marks, and the symmetry is so perfect that you can't slide a razor blade between the joints. Traditional archaeology claims the site was built by the Tiwanaku culture around 500 CE using stone tools. But that doesn't line up with the evidence. How are they moving 100-ton blocks without the wheel? Why does the precision exceed anything else built in the region? And why is there no record of the tools or techniques used? Some speculate the site is far older than currently dated, perhaps the remnants of a forgotten pre-Ice Age civilization. Others suggest the stone was somehow softened or molded using unknown chemistry. A few even whisper about high-frequency vibration tools or lost energy tech. What's certain? Pumapunku's builders were working with a skill set we still don't fully grasp. Number 10. The Lydian electroplated jewelry. Lost metallurgy. In the ruins of ancient Lydia, modern-day Turkey, archaeologists discovered gold jewelry so finely crafted it shocked metallurgists. Not because of the design, but the technology. These pieces were coated with a thin, uniform layer of another metal, achieved through what appears to be electroplating. But here's the catch. The technique supposedly wasn't invented until the 19th century. Testing revealed that the Lydians may have used a form of chemical cementation or early electrochemical deposition to bond metals at a microscopic level. In essence, they had mastered a process we thought was modern, and they used it not for industry, but for beauty. Even more bizarre, there's no clear evidence of the tools they used, no documentation, just the final product, impossibly clean joins and alloys that resist modern replication. Could they have stumbled upon a now lost branch of chemical knowledge? Were these techniques passed down from an even earlier, more advanced culture? The more we study ancient metallurgy, the one thing becomes clear. Their quote-unquote primitive methods weren't anything but. So what do these 10 technologies have in common? They weren't just advanced for their time, they're still beyond us in critical ways.
From unbreakable blades to rust-proof iron, precision carvings to analog computers, these artifacts whisper a truth mainstream history often resists, that the past may have held more light than darkness, that what we call lost may actually be hidden in plain sight. We've spent centuries looking forward for innovation. Maybe it's time we look back, deeper, and with fewer assumptions. Thanks for watching. If you're as curious as we are about what else might be buried, lost, or misinterpreted in our past, hit subscribe and stay tuned. We've only just started scratching the surface.